Ladies and gentlemen, we now take you to the capital of Vietnam, the city of Hanoi, and share with you some of the major tourist attractions in Hanoi. Right now you can see behind me the Presidential Palace in Hanoi. This was built in 1900 in the Renaissance architectural style during the French colonial rule here in Vietnam. Obviously, the French rulers thought that their architectural style is much superior to the Asian architectural style. So therefore, in this Presidential Palace, there is no Asian architectural element here. And today, this place is used to house foreign dignitaries visiting Vietnam. And this, as you can see, is surrounded by expansive gardens, very beautiful structure, and lots of monuments all around it. Right now I'm standing in the Ba Dinh Square, which is right in the middle of the city of Hanoi. This is a very historic place associated with many a turbulent time that Vietnam has gone through in the recent history. There's a big green space around it, and this square is about 320 meters long, as you can see, and 100 meters wide. And this is divided in 240 green spaces here. And this square is surrounded by many a historical structure, as you can see. So Ba Dinh Square is the place to go when you are in Hanoi. What you see behind me now is the Museum of Ho Chi Minh, the founding father of Vietnam, the greatest leader of Vietnam. This museum has 5 floors full of things belonging to or related to Ho Chi Minh. This was opened to public in September 1990, a full 100 years after the birth of the greatest leader of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh. What you see now behind me is the one-pillar pagoda. You see a wooden temple supported on a single column. The wooden temple here is dedicated to the goddess of mercy and protector of children. This temple was built in the year 1049, which is almost 1,000 years back. The legend has it that the king, who was childless, saw in his dream the goddess Con Am, who appeared rising from a lotus and handed over a male child to the king. And when the king woke up, he looked for a suitable girl and married a farmer girl, and they were blessed with a male child. He then built this temple, and at that time this temple, the wooden temple, was supported by a stone column. But much later, in 1954, the temple was destroyed by the French colonial forces during the First Indochina War. But then a year later, in 1955, this temple was rebuilt, but unfortunately the stone column was gone and it had to be replaced with a concrete column, which you see here. So inside the temple, and I'll take you there, you have the figure of the goddess Con Am. Let me just take you up there to the flight of stairs, as you can see, leading to the inside of the temple. Come. So what you see behind me is the figure of the goddess Con Am, and you come here to be blessed for the protection of your children. Let me bow to the goddess. Temple, which is one of the major tourist attractions for the tourists coming into Hanoi. This temple, which you see behind me, was built in the 11th century, and during these last 1,000 years, it has undergone several restorations. Last time this was restored was in 1893, which is more than 125 years ago. The structure that you see behind me is a beautiful structure, and if you go inside, it is even more beautiful. Look at this, it's a temple, it's a very sacred place, so I can't speak loudly. But if I pan the camera around, you see beautiful structures here, lovely artifacts, and the roof is beautifully decorated. Wherever you see all the beautiful, colorful things around you. Let's show you more. deity, you come here to pray for health, luck, and happiness. So the locals in Hanoi visit this temple on Lunar Day, 1st and 15th days of the Lunar Day here, and big festivals are sometimes held here. So, as I said, pray for luck, health, and happiness. It's beautiful all around to see, and a wonderful feeling when you come here. You feel at peace, you feel wonderful. I am right now at Tua Tan Kok, which is the Tan Kok Pagoda, the oldest pagoda in whole of Vietnam. This pagoda that you see behind me is a single tower. It was built in 6th century, which is a good 1700-year-old pagoda here in Hanoi. It remains a place of pilgrimage, and this is a symbol of the Vietnamese Buddhism. So I'm going to take you inside the complex of pagoda, and you will see a lot of interesting relics and a lot of interesting structures, including a close-up of the tower that you now see behind me. It is located on a small peninsula in the lake. So let's go inside. Temple of Literature, which is the oldest university here in Vietnam. This was established in the year 1070, which is a few years after establishment of the city of Hanoi. At that time, it enrolled children from the royal family, and this university ceased to exist in the 19th century when it shifted to a new venue. The university, or the Temple of Literature where we are right now, has 5 courtyards. One of those 5 courtyards is the one where I'm standing, and you can have a look on this courtyard. And each of those 5 courtyards has different feel and look, and this place is constantly thronged by the tourists and the locals, as you just saw. So let me now show you some of the other courtyards. This is one of the other courtyards that I was talking about. Let's have a look. place called the Old Quarter in Hanoi, and this is a weekend. As you can see, this is being thronged by locals and tourists in large numbers. If you just look around and look at the crowd which is enjoying the weekends here. We are not too far away from the famous lake, and we are in the middle of the streets which are all over this place. As you see, wherever you see, you find people and shoppers, and if you're looking for some great bargains, if you're looking for some great shopping, this is the place to be in Hanoi, the famous Old Quarter.